You already feel it. The distance, the quiet, the absence that doesn't come from being alone, but from being untouched. When a woman lives without intimacy and emotional touch, something inside her does not explode. It shuts down, slowly, silently. And most men never notice until it's too late. They think nothing is wrong because there is no argument, no drama, no confrontation. Just a woman who feels far away even when she is right next to you. Here is the truth. A woman does not stop needing intimacy. She stops expecting it from you. And that is where everything changes. This is not entertainment. This is a reality most men learn too late. Subscribe if you want truth, not comfort. When emotional touch disappears, a woman does not become angry. She becomes empty. Her nervous system adapts. Her body learns how to survive without being chosen, without being held with intention, without being felt. And when that happens, her attraction does not scream. It withdraws quietly.
That silence is what confuses men. They mistake it for peace. It is not peace, it is detachment. Here's what most men don't understand. Intimacy is not about sex. It is about being seen while vulnerable. It is about being touched without urgency. When that disappears, a woman feels invisible in her own body. And when someone feels invisible long enough, they stop offering themselves emotionally. That is not a decision. It is instinct. You think providing is enough. You think being loyal is enough. You think being a good man is enough. It is not. This is where everything changes. Attraction is not logical. It is biological. When emotional touch is gone, her body stops associating you with safety and desire. She still functions, she still shows up, but something primal disconnects. And once that happens, no amount of talking fixes it. And this is why it hurts, because you feel her slipping, but you cannot explain how. She is polite, she is calm, she is distant. She is. And you feel like you are standing next to someone who no longer needs you the way they once did. When a woman lives without intimacy, she becomes self contained. She learns not to ask. She learns not to expect. And that makes her dangerous to the relationship. Not because she is cruel, but because she no longer bonds the same way. The emotional glue weakens, the attachment loosens, and you feel it as a loss of influence. Here's what most men do wrong. They react. They ask questions. They seek reassurance. They try harder. That kills what is left. Attraction does not respond to need, it responds to grounded presence. And when you chase emotional connection, you signal that you are no longer the source of it. That flips the power quietly, permanently. A woman without emotional touch does not crave words. She craves regulation. She wants to feel held without being smothered, chosen without being pressured. When she does not feel that, her body looks elsewhere for regulation. Sometimes that is work, sometimes fantasy, sometimes attention from the outside, not because she plans to leave, but because her system is trying to feel alive again. This is instinct, not betrayal, not manipulation. Instinct, and this is where men lose themselves. They personalize it, they get resentful, they feel disrespected, but they never look inward. This is about you. This is about the man you became when you stopped touching with awareness, when you rushed, when you became predictable, when you stopped leading emotionally, when you treated intimacy like access instead of connection. You were present physically, but absent emotionally, and her body noticed long before her mind did. Here's the reversal most men never make. This is not about getting her back. This is about reclaiming your self-respect. The moment you realize intimacy is not something you request, but something you embody, your behavior changes. You slow down, you stop chasing, you stop explaining. You stop trying to be chosen, and that alone begins to shift the dynamic. Not because she changes immediately, but because you do. Walking away emotionally is not abandonment. It is discipline. It is saying, I will not beg to be desired. It is choosing purpose over validation. This is where men regain power, not by controlling her, by controlling themselves. A woman who has lived without intimacy can sense desperation instantly. She can also sense grounded self-respect. One repels her, one pulls her back into her body. You do not announce this shift. You live it quietly, consistently, and if she does not respond, you still win because you are no longer the man waiting to be chosen. You are the man who chooses his life. This is the part that most men resist, letting go of outcome, releasing attachment, standing firm without anger. Attraction either returns naturally or it reveals the truth. Both outcomes are clarity. A man who cannot be taken for granted does not argue for attention. He builds a life that does not require permission. He touches with intention or not at all. He leads himself first, and that energy is felt without words. When a woman lives without intimacy, she is not asking for more effort. She is responding to less presence, and presence is not forced. It is earned through self-mastery. If this truth unsettles you, that is good. It means you recognize yourself here. It means you know something has to change. Do not try to fix her. Fix your discipline, your pace, your purpose. Become the man who is steady even when nothing is promised. That is the man who cannot be ignored. That is the man who cannot be replaced easily.